I've got 4 children. I've breastfed them all, sort of varying lengths of time. Breastfeeding my children was so important to me because it's something I wanted to do for them and for myself. I couldn't even imagine doing it any other way. The benefits I see for breastfeeding, the children are just, they're never on any sort of medication, no antibiotics, they don't have any long-term things like asthma or eczema. So for me that's been a big plus point. When you've got 4 kids as well, you don't want to be backwards and forwards with them being ill. So long-term benefits, I can see it's for us anyway, it's a big bond that we have, and it's something that I've done with all of them, so it's something that we all share. I've had a few problems with breastfeeding along the way. With my first Oliver, because I'd assumed that that's what I was going to do, I didn't do any research into it, I didn't read anything, I just went in expecting it to be easy, and it wasn't. I didn't realise that there was a process to latch the baby on, and there was a good positioning and attachment. I didn't realise that. So he was more nipple feeding than breastfeeding, and he wasn't draining the breast properly, so I ended up with engorgement. The milk was just sitting in there, I was solid and in a lot of pain. So I learnt proper attachment, proper positioning for him, and I just fed, and within a couple of days it was just back to how it should be. For me, I've received a lot of support. My husband's great. With my first, we only had my first to concentrate on, so he'd be running around after me at that point, cups of juice or getting dinner ready. But since I've had my other children, he takes the lead with them when I'm feeding. So we both got our roles. If I'm sitting down to feed Isaac, he'll be maybe making dinner if he's not at work, or getting the baths ready. So he's been key because he's been there supporting me, and also my mum. My mum's been great support because she's been through it all already. So these are 2 key people in my life who have been, and they're behind me and supporting me, so that's definitely helped. Breastfeeding fits very easily into my regular routine because I'm not an organised person. I'm really not. So I can be out the door with nappies and wipes and that's it, because I know, the food's there, food's ready, I don't need to worry about that. If I'm out and about and I need to feed, I will feed. I go to Tesco's most days, and if Isaac needs a feed, we'll pop into the cafe and he'll have a wee feed. I'm really confident about breastfeeding in public now. Isaac's my 4th child, so I've had to do it. You can't not feed if they're hungry. With my first, I was probably a wee bit more anxious. But once you've done it the first time and you realise nobody's interested, or you can do it very discreetly, you just get on with it, and it's better than, you don't want your baby sitting there screaming for food if you can stop them crying. For me, I like to have obviously a top that's maybe not so tight, so I can pull it up quite easily. I use a blanket to cover Isaac. That's more for my benefit, sort of just to make sure I am covered up, just for a confidence thing. And it just makes you both a little bit more comfy if you're snuggled under a blanket, if you're sitting in a cafe or something. Also, I have quite a lot of long cardigans that wrap over him because he likes to feel snuggled up, because sometimes the noise of a busy cafe will, especially at this age now with him coming up for 6 months, he's looking all about the place. So if he's snuggled up, it makes him a wee bit more cosy, a wee bit more sleepy, and he'll concentrate more on the feeding. For other mums thinking of breastfeeding, I would just say, make sure you've got support around you, because it might go really well from day one or it might not. But take each day as it comes. Each day that you manage is amazing. And just make sure you've got support, and make sure people know how important it is to you. So if you are having a bad day, that they are there to remind you why you've chosen this in the first place.